I'm Kristen Marie. I'm a wife, mother, Zoe health coach, author, and speaker. I am passionate about helping people live a healthier, more fulfilling, purpose-filled life. And so if you're interested in growing in deeper relationship with the Lord or spirit, soul, body, wholeness or fullness, or just simple tweaks, I could call them choose life choices that you can make in this now moment in your everyday space in order to position yourself to receive more of God's blessings. I'd like for you to subscribe to this channel or consider following along in our blog. In today's video, I'm going to offer a choose life choice for your spirit. And the verses I'm going to use are 1 Timothy 6, 17 through 19, and Galatians 6, 9. And as I've shared before, and this is not my bookmark, but I do love putting this gift, this heart in the center of my Bible. As I open my Bible, it's just a constant reminder. I just can feel the meditations in my heart, just my inner voice saying, Jesus, my heart is in you. And so that's where you'll find me. I place myself in you. Okay, Timothy 6, verse 17. This is in the Message version. And these few verses is actually talking about money, and it's a warning to not be focused on money and money driven and make money God and idol. But I just love these verses, and I'll tell you why I'm bringing them up today. So tell them instead, so this is starting in part B, tell them to go after God, who piles on all the riches, more than we could ever imagine, to do good and to be rich in helping others, to be extravagantly generous. If they do that, then they'll build a treasure that will last, gaining life that is truly life. And then Galatians 6, 9, it's let's not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we'll reap a harvest. And another version says, let's not allow ourselves to get fatigued in doing good. At the right time, we'll harvest a good crop if we don't give up or quit. So right now, therefore, every time we get the chance, let us work for the benefit of all, starting with the people closest to us in the community of faith, and then working out from there. Okay, these verses just recently got brought up in a conversation with my daughters. I just finished a first-year ministry school, so my summer is technically started, and they have a few more weeks of school. They'll end that first week of June, entering in their summer. And so we sat down and just kind of had this precious Q&A of like what we're going to go after for the next 3 months during the summertime. And they all agree that like health is going to be a banner, that is going to be a priority. And what does health look like to them? And so they were talking about what does health look like regarding the amount of screen time they're going to have. And if they're going after health, what does health look like regarding lights out, bedtime? Or what does health look like regarding getting up, having a firm wake up time? And what does health look like regarding how much reading? And so the focus was health, but again, moving with the Lord in habitation versus visitation. And so recently we've been spending every evening coming together, debriefing what has been happening in our day and just praying through anything that needs to be prayed through. And of course, beginning to transition into our evening or going to bed as well as tomorrow, the morning. And so I was so proud of the girls as they were prioritizing intimacy and rest in Jesus for their summer. So knowing, and we've done this before, that our spirit, God is our core of who we are. That is our true self. And God's spirit is in us, and he cannot be separated from our spirit. It is one, and there is more of an increased intimacy, an increased being productive from a place of rest, an increased oneing and oneness that happens as we focus on him. And then as we do that, his spirit expands in us and it moves out into our next realm, the soul realm. And I'll go into another video, and then our body, and then our atmosphere, and then relationships with others, etc. But I'm so proud of the girls that they were focusing on habitation versus visitation, as far as not just wanting God to come visit, but really creating an atmosphere, a healthy atmosphere so that the Lord, feels at home in our atmosphere. And so, in knowing that they can initiate that, shift that, change that, by allowing Him to come outside of their core and into their soul, throughout their body, and so then in the space. And so, I just want to share these two verses. If we're going to keep these before us as far as we're going after God and the riches that are eternal, are lasting, and that ultimately look like healthy living from First Timothy verse 6 and 17 to 19, but also Galatians 6:9. And that because this is from a place of rest, it's not by a lot of might and not by power, but it's by God's Spirit, Zechariah 4, that it's by God's Spirit that we'll not become weary in doing good. We're living from a place of rest, living from an overflow of just focusing on Him, focusing on intimacy with Him, wanting and oneness with His Spirit will cause us to connect to this place of habitation with Him versus just encounters, just Him blowing through in a place of visitation. And so I'll keep you posted on the girls. My girls are 10 and 13 and 14 and a half, almost 15. And so how they're able to focus on intimacy and rest and live from that place of intimacy and rest with Him. But I just want to invite you, as you're entering into summer, for your children, for your home, for your own heart, that maybe just take a moment and say, what am I going to go after the next 3 months? And maybe finding some verses as your filter, because we know more than ever, today we must choose life, Deuteronomy 30:19, and that now is the time. And that we eat from not from our own hearts, but we eat from a modern day tree of life, which is a person. It is Jesus. He is the way, He is the truth, He is the life, John 14:6. And so by connecting with Him, His voice, and His empowerment, His presence about what to partner with, align with, and going after health and intimacy and rest in Jesus. So I love you, and I look forward to next time. Talk to you soon.